Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric and Chad here with Iraq Veteran 8888. Today, we've got another Top 5 Guns video for you. All right, this one's going to be a blast, and I'm sure some of you have seen the game Escape from Tarkov. It's sort of this post-apocalyptic, near-future disaster situation in northwest Russia. You know, tons of belligerents going after each other. It's this crazy multiplayer thing. We're going to get into some of the guns from the game that we like a lot and we happen to have. We can show you guys. Before we get too far into this video, I'd like to give a quick thanks to our friends at ExpressVPN. Have you ever been searching for something online and wonder about prying eyes, seeing your data and all the things that you look up? I know what a lot of you are probably thinking, well, why don't you just use incognito mode? The problem with incognito mode is it doesn't really hide your activity. Your internet service provider can still sell your data to a third party, and that's definitely an infringement of your privacy. It doesn't matter if you get your internet from Verizon, Comcast, or any of your other ISPs. The ISPs in the US can legally sell your information to ad companies. That's why even when you're at home, you never go online without using ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN is an app that reroutes your internet connection through various secure servers so that your ISP can't see the sites that you visit. ExpressVPN also keeps all your information secure. 100% of your data is encrypted with the most powerful encryption tools available. Most of the time, you don't even realize it's running in the background. You just hit the button and it's on and you're automatically protected. ExpressVPN is available on all your devices, your phones, computers, even your smart TV. So there's no excuse for you to not be using it. Protect your online activity today with the #1 rated VPN by CNET and Wired. Visit our exclusive link at expressvpn.com/IV8888. You'll get yourself an extra 3 months for free if you sign up for a 1-year package. That's expressvpn.com/IV8888. Check it out. Tell them we sent you. All right, so we're going to dive into this one. So what prompted us to make this video? I feel like we have to sort of preempt this a little bit with a little bit of facts here. I started seeing all the comments coming through on a few of my videos that we had on the CMMG MK47. And I'm thinking, what the heck? And then people are saying, hey, if you're here because of Tarkov, raise your hand. You know, everyone's, checking out some of our Mutant/MK47 videos and everything. And then I got to looking into it and realized how cool this game was. And I got to looking into the firearms in the game. And there's so many cool classes of guns in the game. There's all kind of different submachine guns and different things in the game that you can use. And there's a ton of customizability. You can go through and add all different types of peripherals and accessories and optics and, paint jobs and neat things like that. So,
well, who doesn't like to accessorize? Right?
That's right. So I thought it would be cool for us to go over some of our top picks from the game. And we have mostly rifles here, but we are going to throw you a few wild cards. So I guess why don't we start off with the Mark 47, since that's what so many people
are probably here for.
Yeah, so this is actually a very rare machine gun. Right. There's not a lot of these out there. This one is an actual machine gun. This is exactly the same gun that's in the game. This is not just like a semi-auto. Like, this is the gun in the game. There's only 3 of these. So we thought it'd be cool to show this off. And this gun is a beast. Like, it really is.
So when we were researching some of the guns in the game, the largest category is Kalashnikovs. Okay. So there's just tons of different variants. And there really are that many and more variants in real life. Okay.
Right.
I mean, most of the guns from the game are literally just models of other guns that are really out there that have been designed and used over the course of history. But the Mark 47 is kind of the culmination of the Kalashnikov and the Stoner designs. All right, so you have an AK magazine fed 7.62x39 direct gas impingement, kind of a medium large frame AR. All right. So you get the reliability and the soft recoiling capabilities of a direct gas impingement system, and with this thing being a machine gun, you need all the recoil reduction that you can get. This brake on the front of there really helps with that quite a bit, and this thing is always a hoot. CMMG actually has one that they've taken to multiple range days of ours and other industry partners across the firearms industry, and they have literally put 100,000 plus rounds through that gun. The barrel is so worn out. The rifling is gone. The thing tumbles projectiles at like 25 yards. It shoots like literally the side of a barn. Okay. It's just an awesome, awesome gun, and it's an even more awesome machine gun.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that it really does speak volumes to the way that these guns are designed and the engineering that goes into them. This one's topped off with a CTS 1000 from Crimson Trace. These little red dots have been holding up really great. This one's got a quick throw lever. And I love the charging handle that CMMG uses on these. And also, they do use sort of an intermediate AR-10 inspired bolt, so it's a big, beefy bolt. It can really handle a lot of abuse. And it's just a big, beefy, awesome gun. And this was recently added to Tarkov, and the developers have been adding more and more guns to the game. And there are some guns that we could show you that aren't in the game yet, but we won't get there just yet. All of these, as of right now, are in the game. We're going to move on to number 2, and that's the Desert Tech Mdr. Now, this particular one is set up with an Elcan Spectre DR, I believe this one's called. That's the DR model. Yeah,
that is correct.
The Elcan Spectre. And this is a really sick setup. This is a bullpup. So with a bullpup, for those of you that don't know, with a gun like this, you have the trigger, housing, and all of your fire control and magazine release and everything up in front of the magwell. And the action is really far back, so it sets everything back. So you get rifle-like velocity in a package that would normally be associated with a much shorter setup. So a bullpup allows you to sort of compact the rifle into a much more maneuverable setup. They are a little bit heavy in the rear, so they balance really well, okay, when you're shooting offhand, and these things do really well in the prone. And this is a great rifle, and they are set up in a couple of different configurations. The way this one is set up right now, we have the 5.56 magwell in it, but we can take this adapter out of here and run 30 cal if we want as well. I personally am a fan of the 5.56 version. The 30 cal is certainly good too, and they also do these in 6.5 by 55 and a few other calibers as well.
So I'd like to see
6.5 Grindle, I believe, too.
Well, they have. It may not be available to the public yet, but they have been working on some 6 arc, barrels and all. That's kind of the new hotness. But the really neat thing about these guns is in the game you do have the 5.56 MDR, but you also have the 7.62 by 51 MDR, which packs a lot more power.
Absolutely.
Okay, but I'd like to see the SBR in the game as well.
Yeah.
We've done a video on that one as well, and that is a fun little package. It basically takes this down to about the size of a P90, but you have 5.56 power in a very small, compact, portable package, which is perfect for the video game.
The P90 is in the game, by the way. So there's a variety of different guns, and they offer a lot of customization in terms of, as I said, many different things you can add and take away and different accessories, which makes it a lot of fun. And one reason I want to do this video as well is because I think it's very fascinating how when you see in the video game world, people get into firearms just because, you play games and you can just kind of get to the point where it's like, hey, this is cool, right? This is really fun and everything. So it gets people into firearms, right? And when a game like Escape from Tarkov, when it presents it in such a realistic way where they're showing not only, really cool guns that are awesome in a video game, but these are all firearms that are real technology. These are things that are really used, right? It's just really cool because it makes it a little bit more realistic and gives you realistic expectations. And it gets people into firearms. It creates a sort of bridge there where they can go, oh, cool, I didn't know this existed, but now I do. And you end up running into a lot of these younger folks that are into games that know just as much, or at least on the surface know just as much about guns as people that are hardcore gun nuts. So it actually inadvertently turns them into gun nuts without them realizing it.
We've talked about this quite a bit in the past. Let's go old school for a moment.
Okay.
So let's go back to basics. So one of the earliest guns in the game is just the old Venerable Sks. Now, these are classic 7.62 by 39 semi-auto rifles. They have an internal 10-round box magazine. They do come complete with a blade bayonet on this particular state arsenal model for your close quarters encounters, which there are plenty of those in the economic ruins of Tarkov.
That's right. That's right.
But these are fantastic guns, and there have been, full auto variants of these. There are variants of these that take AK magazines, so you do have full capacity. But they are a tried and true military surplus rifle, and it's awesome to see a lot of the classics in the games too. So.
Yeah. I think that when you get into video games, there's always going to be like a progression, right? Especially when there's a campaign mode. Now, as far as I know, Escape from Tarkov is only multiplayer. I'm not sure there's this large, engrossing campaign yet. Not to say there won't be eventually. But generally speaking, when there's some campaign mode in a video game, it always seems that, okay, you start out with the weaker weapons, and then as the game progresses, you get more powerful weapons, right? But it's cool that in a game like Escape from Tarkov, you can still pick up an SKS or a good old Turnbolt Mosin, which we'll see here in a minute, and still get the job done. So, you know, and that's a very real thing. It's very realistic, right? During the Vietnam War, there were VCs running around with SKSs, and they were doing some pretty crazy soldiering with a 10-shot semi. You know, not even a machine gun, not full auto. It wasn't this covering fire, crazy things, or belt feds and this suppressive fire. They would just sneak around and take pop shots at people. So when you use it in that capacity, it's an effective tool, and it works in the game.
Remember as well, like back during the Vietnam War, one of the main complaints with the U.S. service weapon, the M16, was that the rounds were not capable of getting through the thick jungle brush. Well, at the time, the 760x39 is a great brush gun cartridge. So
it's a good close-in fighting cartridge.
We were just outgunned at that point in that particular scenario.
I think so. I think for jungle fighting, it's definitely going to be your better close-in option. So speaking of 30 cal power, okay. Now I noticed when I was going through some of the guns in the game, I noticed the FAL, and I was like, yes, we have to put the FAL in this lineup. As of right now, they're adding the SCARs to the game, but right now the heavy hitter in the Belgium realm is going to be our FAL. So this is Chad's FAL here.
So the one that I've seen in the game is a shorter variety. So it's an SBR in the game, but this is a full-length 16-inch carbine. Okay, and this is a paratrooper model, so it features a folding stock and such. But they usually fire from 20 and 30-round box magazines, and you've got 760x51 stopping power in a very, very tried and true full power battle rifle that has really stood the test of time. And the FAL is considered what?
As the right arm of the free world.
Exactly. So these rifles have been through the ringer. These operate on a gas piston system with an adjustable gas puck up here, and you can really fine-tune these things in for a variety of different ammunition. They'll run nearly anything under the sun. They're very robust. They're easy to take apart and clean. Just a fantastic rifle, and it's awesome to see a lot of the classics in the game itself.
One thing that I'll also mention is DSA as a company. They make some of the best FALs out there right now. And when it comes to DSA, this one's a SA58. But they also do pistol versions with folding braces and things, which is really handy. And they've also got some really uber modernized versions that have really nice rail systems and really good scope mounts. So you can really bring this gun up to the modern age. DSA offers a lot of really cool stuff. They also do a lot of the classics too, like the heavy barrel models. We've done a video on the heavy barrel FAL that DSA makes, so they do great FALs, and I'm really cool. I really like the fact that we've see this in the game. I think that's really cool. Is what I was trying to say.
So going back to some of the AKs and such. All right. So you see a lot of the classic wood-stocked AKs in the game, but you also see some of the uber tricked out AKs in the game. So this is Eric's 545, his Sega.
Yep. So this one's a Sega. There's probably not a gun in the game that is precisely like this one, but this is one that I painted up like this. It's got a Polish barrel stock on it, which is a really, really great folding mech and a really solid stock. They lock in place really good, and they're good and solid stocks. I really love this. This is a Molot, MD Arms Molot grip. We've got good old Circle 10 mags here. I painted this one up. This is a Carolina Shooter Supply vented fore-end. It uses their proprietary little rail sections here, so we can add a little flashlight on there if we want. And we opted for some 550 cord, and just because I want to keep it kind of post-apocalyptic, we ran with a PPSH sling, a real deal Russian PPSH.
PPSH you might would pick one of those up in the game,
Correct, and we've got a two-chamber booster on the end, and a nice aim point. That one is the Comp M5, which is the nice small aim point. And most importantly, trust me, the most important aspect of this build is the RS Regulate. This is the AK301M low profile, super low profile rail from RS Regulate. And these are absolutely the best scope mounts you can get for the Kalashnikovs. But this gun right here is awesome. Shoots 5.45. Escape from Tarkov has a variety of different AK pattern guns. Everything from little cranks with wood stocks all the way up through the most modern stuff you can find. And then that's why they added the Mutant as kind of the apex of the Kalashnikov family. If I know the hardcore AK fans are going to go, Apex? What? This is the Apex. I love this rifle, but it is a different animal.
It is.
So there's a ton of Russian, com block type of guns in the game. So That has been 5, but you know every 5 Guns video has some wild cards. We couldn't make up our mind. So we're going to have 2 wild cards in this video. So if you look through the weapons in the game, there is a golden Tokarev pistol. Now the TT-33 fires a 7.62 by 25 cartridge. We decided to one-up that a little bit.
Because there is a threaded Makarov. However, it's not gold, so we kind of combine the two.
So we have a gold Mac with a threaded barrel. This is a whip machine and tool, 9mm can. Okay, this is, really nice setup. So now we've got a threaded Mac that is gold. So this gun is not in the game. But hey, developers, if you're looking, or if some of you guys on the Reddit forums or whatever see this gun and you want it in the game, there you go. We'll take good pictures of it for you. So you can
what I
model
think
it.
they need to do is they need to put our oil filter can on the golden Mac, and that needs to be in the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
It needs to be called the Russian oil change.
Russian oil change. We have one of those shirts available on Ballistic Ink.
Ding! Okay, one more wild card, and we're going to let you go for the day. Now,
it's really 2 in 1.
It is kind of 2 in 1 because I'm going to show you another gun that I'm going to show you a gun that's in the game and one that isn't in the game but needs to be. All right, so we talked about some of the classics and some of the basics. Well, the Mosin is in the game. So the good old Russian Mosin Nagant rifle. This one's a 1930 example, so this is a first-year production 9130. But they are available in a variety of different configurations in the game. Carbines, full-length iron-sighted infantry guns. There's some sniper rifles, PUs, might even be a PEM in there. Some cool stuff like that. And of course, you can trick them out. But, Chad,
Yep.
I don't think this gun's in the game. And, I kind of feel like it needs to be. All right.
Fugly!
This is Fugly. So you guys have probably seen this video here or there. This is our highly customized Obrez. Now, I do believe the Obrez is in the game.
So, initially, this gun started life as an Obrez pistol. We SBR'd it, turned it into a pistol, and then Eric decided, you know what? I think I'm going to put a sliding collapsible stock on there, and I had just the stock for him. And then Ray got busy, and Eric got busy with the spray paint. And, this thing has, like about a 10.5-inch barrel.
10.5-inch barrel.
Yeah, we're running SDN6 from AAC on the front of it. So we've got a suppressor, we've got a little Vortex spark on top with a rock-solid rail. And this thing is just a hoot. You either love it or you absolutely despise it.
Yep. And you can feed it with stripper clips.
Yep.
So in the same way that you would, load the standard infantry gun in the game, that animation. So if the developers want to add this to the game, let me know. I can send you detailed photos and measurements, whatever you need. This gun is actually in one other video game.
Yep.
The Arma. Game. There are a couple of updates you can download for Arma, and this game is in Arma.
So we get messages every now and again. It's like, hey, they put your gun in a video game. We're like, what?
So if the developers or some of the fans of the game, if you guys are watching and you want some more detailed measurements and photos of this, let me know, and we'll be happy to send it to you if you want to put this in Tarkov. If you play Tarkov and you want this in the game, or the Gold Mac, let me know. We'll be happy to help accommodate that. We'd love to see this in the game.
Well, that's more than 5 guns.
Well, that's okay. Guys, it's been Top 5 Guns. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love talking about this kind of stuff. I'm going to check this game out because it looks like a lot of fun. It looks like it's only on PC, though. And it's been kind of a rolling beta. I noticed it was released around like 2017, and it's been sort of a community-based beta where they all kind of give the developers input, and then they sort of just fix it as they go.
It means I'll have to let my children use my work computer to play video games on?
Well, I don't know. That might be dangerous.
They might burn the channel down. I don't know.
Oh, boy.
We can't have that.
All right. Guys, thanks so much for watching. We appreciate you hanging out. Go over to Ballistic Ink, pick yourself up a snazzy t-shirt. That's one way you can support us directly if you wish. Big, huge thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. Make sure you click the notification bell, subscribe to our channel so you get all of our videos. This is not all we do. We do tons of other things. We hope to see you soon. Have a great day. Many more videos on the way.
See you guys.